Hey guys, David RKS, and this is going to be another update video for my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive. Let me move my chair for a sec. First thing I'm going to point out real quick is that these wheels are from my Rustler, and these are not like permanently going to be on here. I just wanted to see how these wheels affected the heavier, longer wheelbase Slash. And they actually are pretty good, except like I said in my Rustler unboxing, they're ugly. This like plastic or chrome-plated plastic is just makes it look like it should be on sale at Toys R Us, in my opinion. These were cheaper. Yeah, I guess there's not enough light, but they look way better. They look, they've got actual treads and stuff. I don't know, they look better in my opinion. But okay, so, update. What have I done? The observant of you might have noticed that the shocks are different. These are actually the Traxxas Big Bore shocks. As you can see over here. Just installed them not too long ago, right before I went to work. I've got two, the set of four, so I got the two in the front and the two in the back. And between, okay, so here's the stock one. The stock one and the Big Bore. There's really not much difference as far as height. I think they're pretty much the same. I noticed the front ones are a little bit shorter than stock, but the back ones are pretty much the same. The springs are a little bit different, but the back sits at a constant level, and yeah, it's much better. Maybe I saw a few suggestions on the forums was to change the spring so they're a little bit stiffer, but honestly, I think it'll be fine unless you're doing some huge jumps and stuff. Also, the reason it's bottoming out now is because I think these wheels are a little bit shorter than these, so it's, ground clearance is a little bit affected by that. What else have I done on this truck? So on the back, you might have seen that I have an RPM bumper. This turned into a big deal because on the instructions it doesn't make it like 100%. You have to read through the thing to find out that you actually need another adapter. Because if this is the first update video you've seen, then I put a RPM gearbox on this vehicle because my other one, that's a long story, but there's a piece down here that's snapped and you have to replace the entire thing to get to that part. So I did that, so I have the RPM gearbox, and then I went to go mount the stock bumper back to it, but that of course doesn't work because of size differences and stuff. So I got the RPM bumper, and I thought this would just like screw right into the RPM gearbox, but no, you need another $10 piece of plastic, and it's kind of hard to see because all it is this, and then there's these couple. It's this in the center here, then it's this piece here, and there's this piece over here that hold this bumper on. Now I will say it is probably a lot stronger than the stock one because it's got all this plastic holding it on. But now if you want to upgrade the motor or change pinion gears or whatever, just to even take the case off is a pain in the ass. Because you've now got, man, this camera does not like to autofocus. Because you've got this thing holding the cover on now. So, I don't know, and if you want to take the motor, take the whole thing off, all these screws are hidden in here. So you have to take the bumper off first, you have to take the adapter off for second, then you can take your gearbox off. So, a lot of tedious things. Could have been better designed, but I mean, you live and learn, right? Live and learn. Other than that, I don't think I've done anything else to the Rustler, or the Slash, I mean. Next in the box, I think I said this in the last video too, is to get a different motor and speed controller setup and another battery. I'm thinking as far as motors go, I might do a Castle Creations 5500 kV brushless waterproof system. That might be something to do. I also have another JV Concepts clear body shell that I'm going to be painting soon. I'll do a video on that when it's done and looking good. I'm still using the stock body, and you can't really tell too. It still looks pretty good on camera, which is odd. But if you get up close to it, you can see all the scratches and stuff like that. I try with my cars. You see people like rolling them over constantly and just beating the shit out of them. mine I try to keep somewhat clean. Like I'll wash it and stuff, but you know that's why it's still pretty shiny. Let's see, I think my Rustler body's over here. This one I just beat the hell out of. I don't have that much runtime with this vehicle yet, but this body, yeah, pretty beat up. And I'll do a little Rustler update because I haven't done much to it yet, and I don't want to make it a separate video. So obviously the back wheels are off of it because it's on my Slash, but the first thing that I've done to this, and is actually kind of necessity, like according to Traxxas forums and stuff, and I completely agree with this, is the wheelie bar. I got the Traxxas one only because I didn't want to have to deal with the RPM stuff not fitting and needing another adapter plate and blah blah blah, like for my Slash. But no, it fits right on there. The only complaint I have with this is because it's a pressure fit or whatever to hold the wheelie bars in. If you jump or whatever and you land it a little hard, then it's just going to fall out. And, you know, it probably won't break anything, but it's very annoying. And another thing that should have been stock on this vehicle but isn't, for whatever reason, is a bumper. And this is an RPM bumper, I think? Yeah, it's an RPM bumper. And by bumper, I mean big piece of plastic that is screwed into the bottom of the chassis. This isn't going to prevent, like, very big collisions like that sucker is, but I mean, if you run into maybe a small mouse, you won't be able to damage the car. No, but all jokes aside, the little bumper that was on there before won't protect against anything. This thing, you know, I don't know, it'll help. I have to say, the Rustler is one of those vehicles that was kind of hit or miss for me as far as you know, whether or not I would drive it a lot. I still say that if you have money for your very first RC car, because the Slash and the Rustler are very close in price, just go for a Slash. Just go for a Slash. The Rustler's good for, like, and don't quote me on this because, like I said, I don't have much runtime on it, but I've noticed that it's more of like a good straight line quick car, and that's even justified by the little slick tires you have on the front here. If you want like a all around fast cornering, fast straight line acceleration, get a Slash. You know, fun to work on. If you like working on them, then Slash is good because there's tons of parts for it. And yeah, so the Rustler is still a good car, don't get me wrong. Like I did, buy it as a second car and watch videos on it, read forum reviews so I know what you're getting into. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.